Hello MotoGP enthusiasts, welcome back to ZNGP Today. Marc Márquez has set his sights on fighting for more MotoGP World Championships after his move to the factory Ducati team for 2025. The 8-time world champion believes his new role gives him the tools to challenge for the title, describing the upcoming seasons as two very good bullets to aim for success. Marc Márquez delivered a masterclass at the 2024 Aragon Grand Prix, showcasing his immense talent and reminding the grid what he is capable of when fully fit and confident. Jack Miller was among those praising Márquez's performance, describing it as a lesson to his rivals on how to dominate at MotorLand Aragon. The 2025 MotoGP season has kicked off, and one name that has everyone talking is Fermín Aldeguer. The 19-year-old Spaniard is making his Premier Class debut with Gresini Racing, taking over the seat previously held by none other than Marc Márquez. With the Desmosedici GP24 at his disposal and words of wisdom from his idol Marquez, Aldeguer's journey is already generating buzz. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. After a successful season with the satellite Gresini team in 2024, Marc Márquez has made the leap back to factory status with Ducati. The 31-year-old Spaniard is optimistic about his prospects with the reigning Constructors' Champions, acknowledging the opportunity as one of the best chances to reclaim championship glory. 2025 and 2026 will be two very good bullets. We don't know if they will be the last or not, but they will be two very good bullets to try to fight for the title, because we are in the best team and we will try to give 100%. Quote from Marquez. Marquez highlighted the importance of the preseason in preparing for the challenge, but emphasized his determination to push for the championship until the final rounds. Marquez's 2024 season with Gresini was a turning point in his career. Riding the GP23, he rediscovered his form, claiming 3 Grand Prix victories and showcasing the talent that once made him one of the sport's most dominant figures. Reflecting on the past season, Marquez described his time with Gresini as a period of rebirth, allowing him to overcome years of injuries and struggles with Honda's uncompetitive machinery. His impressive performance earned him a factory Ducati seat for 2025, replacing Jorge Martin, who has moved to Aprilia. There will be crashes, because that's part of our sport, but my wish is that there are no injuries. Then, as a goal, well, obviously, I would like to fight for the world title until the last races. Marquez made his factory Ducati debut at the Barcelona post-season test, where he rode both the GP24 and the updated GP25. Ducati and Marquez are now preparing for the 2025 season launch, with the new Desmosedici livery set to be unveiled on January 20th in Italy. The switch to Ducati also marks a significant change in Marquez's off-track partnerships. He confirmed his departure from longtime personal sponsor Red Bull as part of his transition to the Monster Energy-backed Ducati team. Meanwhile, the shake-up in Ducati's lineup led to Pramac switching to Yamaha machinery for 2025, following Ducati's U-turn on promoting Jorge Martin. Marquez remains focused on the task ahead, stating that he is ready to give his all with the best tools at his disposal. With a factory Ducati ride and renewed confidence, Marc Márquez is preparing to embark on what could be one of the most pivotal chapters of his MotoGP career. As the 2025 season approaches, all eyes will be on whether the 8-time world champion can deliver on his ambition to fight for another title until the very end. Marc Márquez's victory at the Aragon Grand Prix was a significant milestone, marking the end of a winless streak that lasted over 1,000 days. Riding for Gresini Racing on the Ducati GP23, Marquez reminded everyone why he is an 8-time world champion. After struggling with injuries and the uncompetitive Honda in recent years, his switch to the Gresini Ducati team in 2024 reignited his career. The Spaniard capitalized on the return of the MotoGP calendar to Aragon, controlling the weekend from the first practice session to the checkered flag on Sunday. Jack Miller, then a KTM rider, described Marquez's performance as a throwback to his dominant years. From the first free practice session to the race on Sunday, he gave us a lesson in how to ride at Aragon. It felt like 2015, 2016, 2017, when he was already winning there. It was classic Marc. Quote from Miller. Miller praised Marquez for his ability to take control of the race and dominate the competition. He even revisited the weekend sessions after the race to analyze Marquez's performance. He looked good, in harmony with the bike. The following Monday I watched the sessions again, including the race. I realized that he had everything under control. He scares the rest of us because we know how dominant he can be when he is comfortable and healthy. This victory not only marked Marquez's return to form but also reminded the paddock of the skill and mental toughness that have defined his career. Miller also weighed in on the ongoing debate about whether Marquez could surpass Valentino Rossi as the greatest MotoGP rider of all time. While he acknowledged Rossi's incredible legacy, Miller pointed out that Marquez's story is still unfolding. Marc has his own character veil too. Valentino's era spanned 2 decades. You have to give Vale credit for how he developed his riding style over his time. He was also very dominant at both Honda and Yamaha. However, Miller believes Marquez's recent resurgence, combined with his move to the factory Ducati team, puts him in an ideal position to match or surpass Rossi's 9 world titles in the coming seasons. Marc's story continues. It's not over yet. As soon as it's over, we'll be able to decide, Miller concluded. With his dominant win at Aragon and a move to the factory Ducati team, Marc Márquez has re-established himself as a top contender in MotoGP. As the 2025 season approaches, the question remains whether Marquez can add to his legacy and challenge Valentino Rossi's place at the top of the all-time rankings. The preseason test at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya marked the first opportunity for MotoGP teams to assess their machines and riders for the 2025 season. Among the notable rookies was Fermín Aldeguer, who not only faced the challenge of adapting to the Premier class but also had the added pressure of succeeding one of MotoGP's most iconic figures, Marc Márquez, in the Gresini Racing team. Aldeguer took his first laps on the powerful Ducati Desmosedici GP24, a bike known for its blistering acceleration and cutting-edge technology. Reflecting on his initial experience, Aldeguer expressed awe at the bike's capabilities, describing it as both daunting and exhilarating. The test conditions, however, were far from ideal. The track surface proved tricky due to shadows and inconsistent grip levels, adding another layer of complexity to Aldeguer's adaptation process. It accelerates a lot, but the bike does everything for you. You don't notice anything. At first, I opened it at full throttle, and the team told me, don't go fast. I was still learning how to manage it, and by the end, I was at 90% of what you saw. Little by little, I'm getting better. The track wasn't very good. It felt strange in places, especially with the shadows. Corner 3, for example, was particularly tricky. Quote from Aldeguer. Amid the intensity of the test, Aldeguer had a memorable encounter with Marc Márquez, the 8-time world champion who now rides for the factory Ducati Lenovo team. The two riders shared a friendly exchange, with Márquez offering valuable insights into the Desmosedici's nuances. According to Aldeguer, Márquez highlighted the bike's deceptive nature, where it's often hard to discern if it's skidding or maintaining grip. It's hard to tell sometimes whether the bike is sliding or holding. That's something you'll get used to. Quote from Márquez via Aldeguer. In turn, Aldeguer shared his early impressions with Márquez, emphasizing his cautious yet progressive approach. Márquez, who frequently stopped by the Gresini pits during the test, also offered emotional support to the young rookie. At first, I opened the throttle fully, and the team warned me to take it easy. I'm learning to manage the power step by step. He asked me how I was handling my nerves and gave me advice on how to approach certain situations. Every time I talk to him, I listen carefully. For Aldeguer, stepping into Marquez's former seat isn't just a professional milestone, it's a deeply personal achievement. The young Spaniard has idolized Marquez since his early racing days and credits him as a major influence on his career. While Aldeguer doesn't consider Marquez a close friend, he values every interaction with the veteran rider, viewing them as opportunities to learn and grow. Marc is a reference for me, an idol. When he was at his best, I was racing in the lower categories, looking up to him. Now, to be in his seat at Gresini and competing against him, it's a source of pride. Every time he speaks, I open my ears wide. He's someone I respect deeply, and now I have the chance to learn from him while competing against him. Quote from Aldeguer, via Mundo Deportivo. As the 2025 MotoGP season approaches, Aldeguer faces the dual challenge of adapting to the demands of the premier class and living up to the expectations set by Marquez's legacy at Gresini. However, with his talent, determination, and the guidance of both his team and mentors, Aldeguer is poised to make a significant impact. The transition from Moto2 to MotoGP is no small feat, but Aldeguer's composure during testing suggests he's ready to embrace the challenge. With Marquez's advice in his arsenal and the powerful Ducati beneath him, the 19-year-old rookie is set to embark on an exciting journey in the sport's top tier. From idolizing Marc Márquez to stepping into his shoes at Gresini Racing, Fermín Aldeguer's MotoGP debut is a story of dreams becoming reality. With a mix of raw talent and humility, Aldeguer is gearing up to take on the world's best riders. As the 2025 season unfolds, all eyes will be on this rising star. Stay tuned for more updates and insights from MotoGP. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.